Well, hello, everyone. This is Jessie Bowen, and I am excited. I'm always excited, especially when I've been working hard and I got great results from my work. I'm always excited. And today we're here to make that special announcement that we have a new or another international best-selling author. And Mr. Miller, how are you? Mr. Stephen Miller, how you doing, sir? Where's that book at?
Where's that? Right here.
Make sure I don't have it upside down.
You got the paperback. I got the hardcover.
You got the hardcover too?
Yes, sir.
Wow. All right, there you go. He's a man that is ready. He's excited. That is great. Everyone, again, my name is Jessie Bowen. I'm with Elite Publications. And we help authors all over the world to be able to produce their books and turn them into international bestsellers. You can write a book, but if nobody reads it, then you got little value. So what we work on and specialize in is helping authors to be able to get their book out, So his international bestseller, that is including the US, that's including Canada, UK, and Australia. Mm-hmm. So again, this is what we're talking about, is being able to get that work out and then being able to turn it into something positive. Because, you write a book, that's a really small thing. But now when I write a book and now I get a speaking opportunity, and sir, I know you've already got a couple of speaking opportunities. But let's talk a little bit about you as the person, because, as your leadership training, you're already a professional who is a manager of several dental offices. And so you already have this expertise you're doing there. So now you've written a book that other people can learn out how to be able to be an effective leader. So I think that's very impressive.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So like you said, growing up, I started martial arts and been doing that since I was 16. Learned some really core concepts there, which is kind of the basis behind the book, which I'm sure we'll get into: the confidence, discipline, respect. And I intertwine them with my business side. I do taxes. I work for H&R Block part-time. I like you said, I run dental offices full-time. And I've turned that concept into the management side in a professional level, not just on the martial arts side. And it's really helped me grow. I started off as just an AR manager for a dental office and worked my way up to office manager, senior office manager, then district manager, then regional manager. So I've kind of been working my way up the steps, and it's through my training that I've been able to implement all these theories and concepts. And now I just figured it was time to turn it into a book to see if I can use it to help other people, because it's been so intricate and an important part of my growth in the business side.
Well, you had a very impressive release, and everyone, when someone says they're a best-selling author, most times they're speaking about in one category. So Amazon has all of these different categories that when you publish your book goes in one of these different categories. And so here are the categories that your book achieved bestseller in and hot new release was, across the board, everything from nursing leadership to business management leadership to martial arts. You have, I think it's 39 credits. I'm going to show that in just a moment of the credits that your book achieved. So everyone, this is very important, and the banner is running across the screen right now, where you can go to his website, and that's cdr-taekwondo.com/author, and you can go and get a signed copy of his book. If you're looking for leadership training and management training for you or your staff, then I know that Mr. Miller, he can reach out and set something up for you. He's in New Jersey. So because of the internet, no matter where you are in the world, we can make sure that, you can be serviced and you can grow and create partnerships.
Yes, sir.
And I know you have well, let's talk a little bit about getting started into publishing a book. I talk to people all the time that they talk about, well, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. And that's about the length of it and becoming an action taker. So I know you have been involved in several of our compilation books.
Yes, sir.
You've been involved, featured in several of our magazines. And, we, in the compilation book, I think this book may be one of the chapters that you actually wrote in the book.
It is.
So started from a chapter, and that chapter turned into a book. So tell us a little bit for those people that are thinking about writing the book. And now this is your second book that you have actually written.
Yes, sir.
In the past 7 months.
Yes, sir.
That has become a bestseller. So you have your children's book, and now you have this one. Then you are featured in several other book projects in there.
Yes,
but
sir.
tell us about getting started and what did you learn from the experience?
Well, the kids' book, which you briefly mentioned, that one was a fairly quick, easy book to write because you and I had already been working together with the compilation books, like you said. I did a couple chapters in Elite Martial Artists and White Belt to Wisdom. So the kids' book was very simple as far as putting my thoughts into a thing, but then working with your company as far as making sure it made sense with the flow, adding the graphics, and just putting it out there was so extremely helpful. So that time frame on that one, as you know, was fairly quick. Now the new one that I just finished, this has been in the works for years and years and years. So I started training when I was, like I said, 16, and so these three core principles: the confidence, discipline, and respect, which you learn in martial arts, and as I've been involving them in my business side, you take notes and you write things down as you like you say, you journal every day, so I take notes. I've been putting things together little by little. So this book, gosh, took probably it's about 10 years really to put it out there. I've just been working on it for a long time to get it to a point where I was comfortable giving it out to you to help me tweak it up and make sure it was, again, had a nice flow to it, that I'm not just jumping around and putting in excerpts that didn't make sense together. So, once you and I got it together, we've been on it for maybe 6 months, I think, from time point A to point of release.
Right.
So, that part of the process was very smooth. You have an amazing team that helps me, make sure everything was right, working on the graphics of the cover, the back cover, the forwards, everything, just to and putting in the writing of the book. So the format was correct with the titles and the chapters. And but soup to nuts, about 10 years from first scribble to release of the book.
And that's in that thing, but we set timelines, we set goals, and that's what happens. Someone wants to write a book, but they don't really have a goal when that book's going to happen. So it can go on for forever. And then, picking what you want to write on. So let's go ahead and show the results. And so I'm going to see, can I click over here? Perfect. Okay, everyone. So everyone, you're now looking at the results. We actually have software that goes in and calculates how many hot new releases and how many bestsellers. So we track it. So these are real numbers here, for Mr. Miller's book. And again, we spent a lot of time online of just testing how many different categories will people respond to and buy the book. So when we think about a bestseller, you're thinking about the top book that's selling in that particular category. And what you see here in these numbers on your left-hand side where it says #1 hot new releases, that means when a book comes out, are people buying it? And that's what the bottom line is in a book is whether or not people are buying it. That's the bottom line. And that's what those numbers represent. And so when you look at that here on this side in the US, we had 8 categories that made hot new release. In Australia, we had 5 categories that made hot new release. And in Canada, we had 6 categories. So, I mean, this is sort of stepping outside of the US and really marketing to people and for them to see. So when you go in and let's say, for an example, Amazon counts the top 100 best-selling books. Now, you have to understand there's over 4,000 books released every day on Amazon. When you release a book, it will go to the bottom unless you have a very good marketing campaign. So this book, Mr. Miller's book, it actually hit in the US bestseller and hot status release 12 hours after it was released. People were already looking for it. But, you know, we have groups of people that we follow. You know, we've got 15,000 email lists of people but that's what it's about, is how many people can you reach with your book. So when you're thinking about writing a book, you really want to be thinking about how many people can I reach? And again, Mr. Miller, on your children's book and this book too, you know, you've done a great job because, you know, you got your friends, social media friends that's following you, and you built this following. And you know, like I said, and it turns out great results. And I know that, you know, you've got some upcoming book signings at Barnes and Noble. I know you've got some training classes you're working on.
Yes, sir.
And in fact, everyone, he's going to be a speaker at our event in Las Vegas at the Who's Who in the Martial Arts event. So he's going to be our speaker, and that he's going to be speaking on leadership. So all the martial artists, you know, come on out and be a part of that. And it's going to be I know it's going to be, the book is great. So I know the event is going to be great also. So sir, so tell me, what's next?
What's next? Oh my gosh, sir.
No, I'm going to tell you what's next.
You tell me what's next.
I'm going to tell you what's next. All right. So, you know, what is next is, you know, because we've already talked about what your goals are, for your book to build your brand, yes, you know, as that leadership person. I think this is that place is what I'm gonna call it, all leadership, you know, all in leadership training. You know, you've got all this expertise and now it's out there. So again, you know, reaching out to other businesses, martial arts schools, if you're looking to enhance yourself and get involved into leadership training and to grow your business, then, you know, Mr. Miller is a person to be able to speak to. He's got a book out, so that automatically begins to make him an expert. So if you're looking for coaching or other businesses or anyone that's looking for that, you can reach out to him. Again, the website is flowing across our screen here. So you can go to his website and you can book an appointment and schedule for him to, you know, work with your team on leadership building. So, sir, I am I'm very proud of you. So when you win, I win, and I'm glad to see that you're winning and you're doing all the things right about promoting your book and taking your book to the next level. So I commend you, and I just tell you to keep on doing that.
Well, and you know, obviously, number one, I owe it to the big guy upstairs for putting me in this position and having him meet you. Excuse me. You know, what, 2 or 3 years ago, whatever it was. Now it's been a while. Now time goes so fast. and being blessed to have that take that one class with you, and where you talked about becoming a publisher, and you talked about doing that first compilation book, which really got the fire burning as far as starting to put stuff out there. When I saw the results of that first compilation book, it really, got my interest going to this side of it. It's like you always say, everybody's got a story. You just got to get it out there.
Right.
And you are 100% true. I mean, I think my children's book, I hit a very important topic with kids that I struggle with nowadays, that I can't. So it's, they're not allowed to say that in my school, as you know, from our conversations. They have to say I can't yet, which hence is the title of my kids' book. It's to teach them to never give up, which is so important nowadays. And then to try to get one that would be a beneficial book for adults, I thought was the next avenue I had to cross. I hit the kids, now I wanted to hit the adults. And again, with your great creative team and the notes over the years, I think this book did it. I'm very proud of this book that I was able to put together with your assistance. I hope it impacts people as much as the philosophy that's in there impacted my life, and made me, I'm not super successful, because I try to be humble, but it's definitely got me in a really good place. And I'm hoping it gets other people in a good place. There's a lot of good information in this book that took me pretty far in life, and I'm very blessed with where I'm at.
Well, sir, we're proud of you. And everyone, remember, if you're thinking about writing a book, reach out for us. It's Elite Publications. The website is www.elitepublications.org. That's www.elitepublications.org. And let us help you become an international best-selling author. And again, Mr. Miller, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you.